This is Agnes out of SD and Victor's babies.
Puppy, puppy. They're all just a little bit frenetic. Hi. Hi there. Hi there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hello. There's the shake off. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. My goodness. Hi. Okay, so what I like with this girl is we see how hot and fast she came in, which again, we'll preface this video the same as we have. This has been an unusual day. This has not gone according to plan. These puppies are tired. It's at a weird hour for puppies. They're hungry. So we would expect to see more of that agitated type of energy. So we're gonna see that in all of the puppies. But she came in with a lot of it. But as soon as she came over and connected with me, and again, same thing. Look at how quick she just settled right down.
And also you like modeling that calm behavior to them.
Yep.
So you're not
I'm
engaging into
her up at
that.
this
You're not
point.
meeting her with, oh my gosh, you're such a kid. No,
Right. No
that will just,
squealing, no rapid hand movements. Even when I'm petting her slowly and smoothly. And her energy has a certain edge to it right now that'll be interesting to see. How about that? What was that? What was that? It'll be interesting to see how that plays out through the test. I really like how nicely she turns off. Because what I was saying is her energy is very edgy. That tells me she is feeling some stress. It's not normal edgy. It's I'm a little overwhelmed puppy. It's been a long, hard day and I'm feeling it. So if she can turn off even with that, then she's got a nice off switch. And I wouldn't expect to see that level of frenetic and that edge to the frenetic on a more normal day, in more normal circumstances. And I like that even with this, she's just wanting me to pick her up and she's wanting that reassurance and being held. She is very physically pushy with this. So again, I don't think that this is her default setting. I think this is a stress response, but it's useful to know because if you're out and about with her and you start seeing her, or in puppy class or whatever, and you start seeing this kind of energy and that really scrabbly, a little bit toothy affection, it's probably a stress sign and probably not actually happy. Yes. And it's very easy to mistake it for being happy, but it's not. This is a little bit of stressed puppy. And none of that has to do with her. It's just the way this day has unfolded. And what I would change from how I interacted with her is I wouldn't pick her up when she's doing that. With all of the puppies, I kind of push things to see what their response is going to be. But what I'm going to do instead, if I wanted to manage this, would be to just kind of, like I'm doing right now, just invite.
Be a tree.
Yep, let her come in, invite her in, be open, but not pick her up, not overly engage with it, and just kind of help her to just take the energy level down a bit. You see how softer her approach has gotten already, how much softer. She's processing through that stress response now. But again, here she's scrabbly and over agitated. I'm not gonna feed into that. And this is not the same thing as
yeah, like she's scratching her ear and all, like stress signals there.
There's a lot of stress signals. She's in all of this play. She's not fully engaging with any of the toys. There's a shake off again. She's stressed. But that's useful. It's useful intel. It tells us how she's going to handle stress. And I like that she still frequently re-engages with me. And she's not able to bring me calmer energy than this right now. But when she does come up and when she does settle down, then I'll engage with her a little more. I'm not going to put my face down in her face like I normally would. Not right now. She's not ready. This is something that's going to require some patience and some waiting it out. But she's already settling down. She's losing that edge. I love that she brought me the toy. That's an acceptable thing to vent some of this nervous energy, would be to tug on a nice big toy like this where she can really bite into the toy and vent it out. So that's okay, but see, she's having trouble focusing on the toy. Yeah. And that's, again, I don't think this is normal for her. I think this is stress response. She's puppy biting, so I'm just not gonna even move my hands. And notice how she's not biting down and clinging on. She's biting down and letting go. And if she does cling on, like right there, I'm just gonna gently extricate that. And I folded my fingers in, I'm gonna move it away. Hi, baby. You're gonna hurt your paw there because you got my necklace. Okay, so some gentle body pressure at that time settled her down. So I'm gonna try to pick her up again because it calmed her that time instead of, nope, she's still too much, so that's okay. I would just put her back down.
And she also might need to poop because these puppies are really good about keeping their small spaces clean.
Yep.
And they haven't pooped since 10 o'clock today.
Yeah. And all of the other puppies that have come in, they have had to poop. So it wouldn't be at all surprising if she actually does need to poop. Plus it's witching hour for puppies. Anyway, this is a terrible time of day for puppies. And they haven't had food.
You're saying the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, this is absolutely the worst. This is not normal. But we know exactly why this is. Oh, but I love that. She's
yeah,
the
the
first
noise
puppy
didn't
tackled the
yeah.
can. What about that little girl? Okay, so what I'm gonna do with her now is I'm gonna move on to the food because engaging that food response and the sniffing with the scent might calm her down a little bit. Yeah, she's very hungry.
Don't let your puppy get this hungry to the point where they get frantic about food.
Absolutely.
This is the circumstance of today's, but something like this may look like your puppy is enjoying food.
This is a stress response.
This is a stress response. We don't want them this hungry. Getting a puppy to this hungry can lead to resource guarding or food.
And she's probably not going to do great on this test because of that.
Yeah.
So.
Because she's really stimulated by that smell.
Yeah. So what we're trying to see here is if she ever and she did. But I still like that even with all of that, she came around and finally asked me for help with it and engaged with me rather than just persistently trying to solve the problem on her own. And in a puppy that we're looking at for a companion puppy, that's exactly the response we would want to see, even though she's this hungry. And now she's slowed down a good bit. She's really thinking. She made some eye contact with me. It was really quick, but she did it. I'm just gonna let her go ahead and finish this up. Do you want another couple, baby? You're so hungry. Here. These are big bites for little puppies.
Zivy? You have Zivy in there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dry food.
Yep. She's like, this is good. there's still one more.
I think she thinks you can give her more stuff.
I think so too, yeah. Let me take it out of there and see. I mean, she's registering it, but her mind's definitely still in the food. What's up? And then she wants to go back to playing. So I would say that her interest is not that high. And now that she's gotten her mind off the food, she's kind of like, ew, what's that? But this does smell exceptionally strong. I don't really know why it's so strong today, but it does. So the strength of the smell alone could be a bit of a turnoff for her, but I don't notice any exceptionally high scent interest.
This is a good example of a puppy in the witching hour.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Like that frantic energy and the bitey and just zoomy and...
Yeah. She's definitely witching hour puppy. But this is kind of cool for these tests because it really is, it's making it hard to test some things accurately, but it's letting us see them really at their worst. And what I'm noticing with her is she's not overly mouthy. There's no fixation on my hands. She easily redirects into games. She does like physical play. So she is a puppy. I would get her a Carl, and by Carl we mean these kind of fake dogs that have this really good tense body where they're hard and fun to bite into and really you can wrestle with. She likes him, and she really wants that kind of really punchy, fight-oriented play that's really normal for puppies. I'm seeing her like that more than anything else. She's also gone to the squirrel several times, and same body type with this one. And then this one, he has the stiff arms. His body's very soft, but his arms are stiff, and it's the same. That's where she's grabbed him every single time. So she likes that texture. She's not as interested in balls. She's ignored this one, which the other puppies have played with. She hasn't been as interested in that. You know, she's not got the focus to track this visually as well as the developmental issues with visual tracking would normally see in a puppy this age. But I'm not seeing any interest in a creeply noise, and I'm not seeing any desire to track it visually.
Yeah,
so
I feel like the way she is right now,
she wouldn't anyway. So it's not really an accurate test, but I'm not seeing any of that. She's much more interested in these tough toys. But those are the toys that are like the go-tos for puppy witching hour for sure. So it's hard to say if she would have the same play interest at a different time of day. I mean, I love her confidence with noise. That's great. You're crazy. You're being crazy. And I also love that even with the opportunity to chase my hand, she's still not really. And even in the witching hour, which she's definitely in, and now this is witching hour. This is no longer stress. She's worked through all that stress. This is just straight up puppy witching hour. She's very happy. She's very playful, but she's actually self-entertaining pretty well. You know, she's gone to her own toys several times. She's playing with me without me actually having to do anything. So I think this is a puppy that actually, when she's in her normal play state, will probably, this energy could be dramatically lower than this, but it should channel pretty well into activities that you want her to do. How is her energy level?
I would say medium high.
That would have been a guess. Yeah, they can get way more frenetic and intense than this. This is not overly intense by any means.
I don't think I've seen them get more intense than this. Like this is for me. This is
her height.
Yeah, that's the height. That's highlighted by everything that we've been through today.
Yeah. And
the time of the day and
the hunger and everything.
Yeah, and the poop.
Yeah.
Or the pee.
She definitely had to go.
So it's a lot of unmet needs.
Yeah, for sure. This is not ideal. But yeah, I like that even in like the worst case scenario with her, it's not crazy high.
Yeah, she doesn't immediately turn into biting her hands like Arlie would do.
Puppy. puppy.
So.
There you go. She's still very responsive when I call her.
Mm-hmm.
She's still upbeat and engaged.
This is a puppy who needs a nap, a good meal, and then.
Yep. And then I think you would see a really
Yes.
different side of her. Way more calm, way more focused.
I don't see that at home.
And even now, she was able to, for right now, for the situation, she actually settled really nicely when I picked her up. I know it doesn't look like it, but there were several seconds, and here we have again, several seconds of calm. And again, a puppy in this state, a lot of times you wouldn't see any of that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a puppy that's gonna have a pretty decent off switch when her needs are even remotely met. And she's in a much more normal environment. I bet you see a lot of nice self-entertaining. I bet you see a pretty nice off switch, and I bet she actually is probably a pretty cuddly puppy, generally speaking. I mean, I really like how much she is self-entertaining. Puppies in the witching hour almost never self-entertain, and she really is. But yet, she's not overly independent, which is a really rare combination, because when we do see puppies that self-entertain, usually they're like, yeah, whatever, human. I'm doing my thing, bye-bye. And she's not. She's re-engaging with me all the time, but also able to do her own thing, which is really, really nice. So I'm also betting that, like Arlie, this puppy is going to be really a joy to work with and train. She has the energy level for it. She's definitely intelligent, and this level of engagement, persistent engagement, when she has plenty of opportunities to not be, is gonna make her a joy to work with. There's a little stress shake. I think she probably has to potty again. Here's probably a poop coming.
She's trying to fight it. That's what it is.
Yeah, she doesn't want to stop to poop because it's the witching hour and she doesn't want to stop.
Well, this is what you're looking for when you house training a puppy.
Yep.
And we almost made it on the bed.
Yeah, she tried to do a good job there.
There's some pads in the corner of the couch there.
Okay. Good job. Good job. Good girl.
Like, we're getting a lot of footage that's not directly related to.
Yes. To the test.
Yeah.
And these tests are taking a little longer than we would usually take, just because the puppies are in such a state. Hi. All right. Let's do the umbrella with you. Let's see how you respond to this. I'm betting it's going to be similar to the noise. Oh, I mean, this is the most visually confident puppy we've seen so far in this litter. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. But it didn't phase her in the slide. It's very, oh my goodness.
It's a puppy,
very
puppy made for a big city.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she'll take the environment totally in stride, which is really nice. And I just realized that I have over here this bag. A little yak chew. And I'm just curious if this time, if I give her something more chew oriented. Now that she's settling down a little bit, if she's, yeah, and look how nicely her energy level went down. So again, I think she does have an off switch. We're just seeing her at her absolute worst. Yeah, and look how focused. So she's got the capacity to focus. She's got the capacity to sit down and settle down. She's gonna be, I think, a pretty fun, easy puppy. She'd be a great city dog, great adventure companion. I think this puppy can take pretty much anything you throw at her. She's probably one that I would recommend a little bit more formal training with, just because one, she'll like it, she'll take to it really well, she'll be fun to train. But two, she does have a little higher energy level. But she's not one that I think desperately needs it. I mean, it was easy enough to turn her off in this state. She's going to turn off just fine when she's not in this state. So I think she's going to really be a pretty easy puppy.
And I think if she goes to a family with kids, it will be like super important to make sure they get plenty of breaks from each other and lots of management.
Yes,
because
definitely. they'll amp each other up from both sides.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see all sorts of bad habits emerge just because she's going to be in this frenetic state all the time. So she's one that I would watch for overstimulation with, because this is what we're going to see when she gets overstimulated. But look how easy it is to calm her down by just giving her a little chew and sending her off to go do that on her own. She's one who will tolerate, and she wanted to take it off on her own. And she wants to lay down and chew it. So really easy to manage. A lot of dogs would not do this in this state. So super easy to manage. Just something to be aware of, that when she is a little stressy, or she is in her witching hour, or she has some stuff going on, she's gonna amp up
how you can get them down. And that's what I do at home at my house too. Like, chews are reserved, those high value chews, they're reserved for crate time. They're reserved for what we call a dog party, which is in general just laying in the bed with a pile of dogs watching a show. And that's when I want everybody to chill and just lay there, and chews come out and everybody just settles down.
And I do the exact same thing.
And then the chews go up, so nobody gets in a fight or a tizzy and
they
having to
retain
share
their value as well. Because things like this, especially yak chews, people leave them on the floor all the time, but then they become just routine, and they're not novel anymore, and they lose interest. So pick up the chews, save them for when you need them with her, but it's a great resource for her. She's going to respond to it really well. So I mean, I think that's the gist of it with her. Is I think she's going to
we just saw the stressy part of it, and her being,
and now we're being good. So you see how easy she is to manage. I don't foresee any problems there. Just, she's one you're not gonna, like, you don't want to deal with her when she's in that stressy state that we saw. That's not the her you want to be working with. So we want to keep
right. And that time, that's when she goes. She gets maybe even a bully stick. Bully sticks are definitely reserved for like alone time in my house. And she goes in the playpen with her bully stick, where she gets to decompress. Nobody bothers her. Nobody tries to take it away from her. And just let her calm down and chill.
And she'll regulate herself. She's not a puppy we're gonna have to regulate. She'll do it herself. She's got it under control. This is a super confident, super easy dog, really nicely self-regulated.
Just provide her resources for it.
Provide her resources for it. That's the perfect way to put it.
All right.